Ladies and gentlemen, man, welcome back. Part 3, Confessions of a Man. Follow up with your host, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my man,
Soul Lex.
Look, good conversation so far.
Definitely.
But hit us up on that preferred podcast platform: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. Get ready for that merch dropping soon. Get ready for them interviews we got coming, and always connect with us on that email. Go ahead, Son Soul Lex.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit us up on that KINGAND EYE369@gmail.com. Again, that's King and I 369@gmail.com. Holla at your boys.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna jump back into it. So it's a good one.
Yeah. That's a damn good question.
Name signs that a man just wants you for what you can do or give him, and sex only, but she thinks she's in a relationship.
Ooh. Well, I'm just gonna give 3. One, if he's always calling you at the last minute, that means you are just a booty call, as they say. Yeah, he might even call you for a few dollars, or he needs you to do this or do that. I mean, he's really not taking you seriously like that.
Right.
Anytime somebody call you always in a situation where they're in a panic or they need some shit, they're definitely not taking you seriously. 2, I would say when he comes around, he's only coming around at night.
Yes.
You're not going anywhere.
Right. Yes. Nowhere in public.
He come through, y'all do what y'all do, and he gonna get the hell on. And mostly, especially if he just come to see you and you're not coming to see him.
Oh yeah.
And 3, I would say he's really not concerned with what you got going on.
That's a good one.
If you got, let's say, for example, you got some type of event going on, maybe a promotion at work, or maybe your kid's getting ready to graduate from one grade going to the next.
Right.
But he doesn't show up for any of that shit. He don't even give you a call.
Wow.
He don't even give you, that congratulations or that a boy.
Right. Yeah.
And he's really not checking for you like that. Like, he's not calling to say, hey, how you doing? How was your day? What's good with you? You need anything? And especially if you can't call him in a time of your need, meaning,
right.
Hell, your ass might have a flat tire somewhere and you need somebody to come change the damn tire, or send a tow truck or something. He ain't got time to hear what you got going on. So I'm gonna leave it at those 3.
Wow. Yeah, you pretty much you kind of touched on some things I was gonna say. One thing I want to kind of, elaborate a little differently on, though, is if a female can't come to see that dude, yes, that is a sign that, he only wants you for what you can do and give him, and sex and all that. But you also have to take into consideration that, you can't invite every woman to your house. You just can't, because, some of them just don't have all their marbles. But yeah, that's a good one. You can never come see him. You never met any of his friends or family. Even if y'all just, y'all ain't got nothing serious. Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, unless we serious, you ain't meeting my family, this, that. And I'm like, I don't give a damn about all that. I mean, if we fucking with each other, then you should be able to at least, meet my family. I'm not introducing you as a wife or anything like that. Hell, you might be a damn friend or something like that. But you know, if a dude can't introduce you to the people that he hang around with, that if he will not allow you to follow him on social media, that may be an issue. Yeah, if he only available at night or times that are not convenient for you, that's a good time. For instance, like, you know, like right after work, and that's the only time he hitting you up. He ain't hitting you up, like, let's just say Joe get off between 3:30, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and the only time that he can see you is like hour, 2 hours after work, and that's it. If you can never, like you were saying, if you can, you know, never get in contact with him, like, that's a problem. But you know, a deviation to that is like at a certain time at night with my phone, with, I don't know if everybody's phone, but iPhones, you can set it on do not disturb, because my phone goes, if my phone is locked at like, I think 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I won't get any alerts or phone calls or whatever the case may be unless you're in my favorites. So from like 10:30, 11:30 at night until like 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time my alarm goes off, I'm not going to get a text. I'm not going to get a phone call. I'm not even going to get social media alerts unless my phone is unlocked. Another thing would be if this dude can never take you on a trip or a vacation or whatever the case may be, whether it be a long drive or a weekend trip or whatever the case may be, you know, something like that. To go along with taking you out in public. If this person cannot take you out in public close to where he lives, that's another sign. Because this joker too worried about running into somebody that he know or deals with or something like that. Like you were saying, like, this dude could ask for money, but he can't give you anything. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other reasons out there, but those are the few that come to my mind.
Definitely. I mean, excuse me. Nowadays, when you get involved with somebody, you know, and you both have to be in agreement, hey, we are seeing each other exclusively. When you start taking that time out of your schedule, you know, and be involved with someone, it has to be a two-way street. It can't be a situation where you're always giving more than the next person. You know, there'll be times, you know, like we've said, where you will have to give more, but there'll be times where they have to give more too.
Right.
But if you're always the one who's giving more and giving more and giving more, and they're not giving shit, that is a good indication. You might want to get rid of that motherfucker, because he is not taking that situation or that relationship seriously.
Yeah. I mean, damn, if you just can't rely on a dude for small stuff, that, like, yeah, that's another indication.
Right. I'm not saying that guys pay your goddamn rent now. I'm not saying that shit.
Right.
But again, you know, if you may come up short on something, a few dollars, $50, $60, something like that, or maybe $100. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you need that from him and he can't provide that to you, then it's basically, one, he doesn't have it, or two, he's saying no by choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if he's saying no by choice, then he doesn't value that relationship.
Yeah,
not to me, because again, he may call you and say he need the same thing, but if you provide the same thing, then again, it's a give and take situation.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that, if he can't provide that for you because he can't or he chooses not to, but he's asking you and, you may have it, then, nah, he ain't for you. That is not the dude for you.
Hell no. They're trying to get the cookie and don't get the hell on. So that brings us to the next one, which will be why are you leading her on with small gestures of kindness to make it look like you care? If you don't want a relationship with her, then why do you still see her? Because those small gestures have her thinking, is a relationship going somewhere?
It's a good one. First and foremost, I think women should understand that if a man is constantly doing small gestures of kindness, it's more than likely because he cares. It may not be the care to your liking because you take these small gestures as, oh, he's always doing this, he's always doing that, but this ain't going nowhere. Sometimes that's irrelevant. I mean, if a man is doing kind gestures, that could be his nature to do kind gestures. Now, just because you see that with you, and he's constantly doing these kind things like making you dinner or making sure you okay, or putting gas in your car, or um, just calling you to make sure you're all right. Don't take it as, oh, he's doing these things and he don't want a relationship. Nah, it just could be his nature. Um, and it may be because of you that he's doing these things. Now, if you as a woman think this guy doesn't want a relationship with you, then that's not necessarily his fault. If you feel that way, like if you strongly feel that way, then you need to make a decision to be like, you know what, these small gestures are kind, cute, and all that other shit. But if you're feeling that it's not going anywhere beyond it, then you need to make a decision for yourself. And also with that, you can't assume that he does or doesn't want a relationship because of kind gestures. You got to have that conversation. Then you have to also look at, what does a relationship look like with you two people? You know, because that relationship with you and that man is pretty much defined on what you guys either verbally agree with, or just y'all end up doing. It may not come with words. It may be like y'all see each other every weekend, or whatever the case may be, and the kind gestures, this, that, and the other. Maybe a conversation as to, yeah, well, this is where we are. Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe it's an implied where this guy may not want to specifically, or just is not thinking about saying, well, hey, this is where we are. Hey, doing kind gestures, and in his brain, hey, this is where we are. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's, um, doing these kind gestures to string you on,
Right.
and to make you think something. It may be that's just the way he operates, and with you, that's how he operates, and it's implied that you my lady. So I mean, that's how I see that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, again, like you're saying, that's one of those conversations that you have to have that communication with this man and say, hey, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And if he tells you, I'm just not willing to go there, with you, but I still care about you. I mean, men, we do those kind of things. Um, I've had plenty of female friends in my life, that I looked out for, or looked out like that for, or have, um, wanted to do those things until um, I got to a point where they felt like, they wanted to go past that. And I'm telling them, I don't see you like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, for some of them, it's kind of like, because I saw them in a different light, I didn't want to crush them like that, because I knew I didn't want it anything past a certain point with them, but they still were cool with me. So,
Right.
Anytime somebody's cool with me, I don't mind looking out for them, as long as it's a mutual thing. Um, as far as some men who do that, though, some of them are aware that that's what they're doing, and some of them really aren't.
Right.
So, again, you just have to have that conversation with them and let them know, hey, if you really aren't feeling me like that, then we need to back off, or I need to back off, because I want something more and beyond the point of what you're willing to give me.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And the other thing about that is, like, in piggyback off of what you were just saying, we might have a homegirl that we just cool with, and we just that cool, and it's like, I look at it as, hey, you my homegirl, or my friend, or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm just doing things for you because we cool like that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily look at you as a homeboy, but I look at you as a female friend that I look out for, I care deeply about, and let's just say, might be in the neighborhood. Hey, you good? You need me to come by, do something, whatever the case may be, cut your grass, wash your car, talk to your kids, or I know you've been through something. Let me bring you down some flowers, or hey, you know what? I know you've been going through stuff, or you had a rough week. Let me take you out. So it could be just, simple, kind gestures, just, to let you know I appreciate you, or hey, shit, let's go hang out, or whatever the case may be. I think sometimes the problem with that is, in some situations, women over process that, and they look at it as, oh, he's doing this, that, and the other. I'm feeling this way and that way. And it's like, that's not the man's fault that you're doing that. It's like, hey, we've been friends for however many years, or whatever the case may be, or even months, or whatever the case may be. And if the conversations that we have are never in on the topic of us hooking up, whether I have an attraction to you or not, whether I want to smash or not, regardless of all that, if that conversation is never had, but I'm doing kind gestures and all this stuff, it's just a kind gesture. It's not for you to overthink and over process and be like, oh, he's doing this. Well, why won't he give me a relationship? It's not that. It's just that, hey, we cool. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Hey, it's not even a big deal.
No, you're on my team. You're on my team. I'm just looking out for a teammate. That's all.
Right. That's it. Yeah. So, what are the ways for a woman to lose a man?
Oof.
Man, look, I'm pretty sure we can go on with this one, but
again, just to save time and space, I will say I'll give you 3 reasons. One, not being consistent.
That's something that they hit us with.
2, lying all the goddamn time.
Whew, another one they hit us with.
I can't stand that shit. And 3, playing goddamn games. 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cold. 1 minute you all off into me, and the next minute you ain't got goddamn time for me. I ain't got time for that shit, man. Get out of here.
Now, you gave
all right.
You gave up 3 good ones that get thrown back at us as men, not us as hosts, as men.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure when the audience listens to this, they're gonna be thinking in their mind, what the blah 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 blah. We get it. First and foremost, we get it.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, those are his 3 things for a woman to lose a man in general. But as you said, lying does not get me as it would get you. Because and I've been saying this for years, everybody lies. So I'm not going to hold a woman, you know, on that. I would say if you insult my intelligence, that's what I would say in contrast to, you know, you saying a woman lie. Because again, everybody lies. And if anybody on this planet says they don't lie, I got to stay away from them because they probably lied when they woke up in that morning talking about, oh, the I feel great, knowing damn well you don't feel great. So, I mean, when it comes to lie, that's how I look at it. And I know somebody out there will be like, oh, well, that doesn't count. It may not count to you. You know, it may be. And here's the thing, and I'll just, you know, go with you on the lie. If you lie about specific things for certain men, yeah, that could be a way to lose a man. So I will agree with you on that because you know what? She may sit there and say, you might ask her what happened to the $300 that's in the bank account. And she say, oh, well, I had to spend it on such and such and such and such. And then she actually spent it on something else, lying to you. So yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it. So, but hey, now when it comes down to that, I might be like, yeah, a lie, you know, a lie will turn me off. But consistency, I can agree with you on that. I definitely. I don't even have a rebuttal to that at all. Yeah. And what was the third one you said?
Playing games.
Yeah. I can, you know, I'm not even going to elaborate on that because I can agree with you on that one. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Cause because I've had females play stupid ass games and it's like, we ain't even in it like that and you play in fucking games. I don't know. No. But for me, I would have to say one of my big things is I prefer not to have a woman who does drugs, like smoke weed, shit like that.
Oh man.
I can be a little tolerant of it, but it depends on what this woman is doing with herself.
Right.
But so let me elaborate on that. I prefer overall that the woman did not. I'm not going to even go past weed because if you're doing anything other than weed, you definitely is not. You're not even in my. You're not even a look. But if you smoke weed and you are not progressing in your career or anything else,
right,
then I have a problem with that. And to go further on that, let's just say you make $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year. If you're comfortable with that and you're smoking weed because you're working in a place that doesn't do drug testing, meaning that you're comfortable at that job because there's no upward mobility and you smoking weed is not a problem, then I have a problem with that. Because let's just say you lose your job. You can't readily go out and get another job until you get the weed out your system. Let's just say you work at a job that does drug testing. You're smoking weed, playing Russian roulette, because what if you get popped on the drug test? Mm-hmm. You lose your job. And I'll be damned if you lose your job because you're smoking weed or for whatever other reason, and you can't get another job readily because you got fired or you got laid off or whatever the case may be, but you can't go right back out there and get a job because you have to let the weed get out your system.
Yeah.
What good are you to me? You're no good to me. You can't sit there and tell me that you want X, Y, and Z in a man. And okay, if I'm the man that got X, Y, and Z, but you the chick who is a weed head and you have no desire to excel or progress or anything like that, then you're no good to me. And if I come to you and say, well, I would prefer that you did not do that, and you continue to do it, then that's a different conversation, because I'm telling you what I want in a woman. And and if you continue to indulge because that's what you do, then okay, well, you're not what I want in a woman. The other part about that is now, let me, before I go to the other part, now, if weed was legal and it didn't affect your job, by all means, go ahead and enjoy. Cool. It's a different conversation then. True. But being that it's not legal, let's say you're driving down the road, you get stopped, you get arrested because you smell like weed, you go to jail, now you got a charge. I can't fuck with you because you have put yourself in a bad position by the choices that you have made. Period. You can't blame anybody but you. Now, you get that charge, you might lose your job. Then what? I can't do nothing with you because you can't look at me and be like, oh, accept me for what I am or who I am. No, I can't. You have a charge for driving under the influence of drugs, period. And I'm not going to let that affect my job because I can't indulge in that stuff. And I'm not going to sit there and when it's time to renew my security clearance, and they do a background check and you, my lady, and that shit pop up and I'm getting questioned because of your bad, your drug use. I can't be affiliated with that. And the last thing that I want to throw on that part is, if you have kids who are in middle school and high school and they're picking up that bad habit and it's not allowing them to do what the hell they need to do in school to progress, and you don't give a damn, I have a problem with that. And if a woman that I'm dealing with doesn't understand that, then we definitely have a problem, because you're telling me that you don't give a damn about the influence that you're putting on your kids. So that's with that. A woman who is not emotionally, physically, and mentally prepared for what she is asking for is a good way to lose me, or shit, to lose a man in general, because you can't say, I want to be married, I want this, I want that, I want a monogamous relationship. You can't tell a man that you want all of these things, but your mind is not there. Your body is not there. Your emotions aren't there. You may say that you're ready for this stuff, but if that man is paying attention to you, he's bringing these things to your attention, there's no way that you can combat that, because this man is articulating to you, hey, you're not there. So you that's to me, that's a way to lose a man. And my last point on that would probably be a woman that is not equal in the relationship. or willing to balance the relationship. Like, I can't be the one doing all X, Y, and Z and you do little. Or if I'm struggling in whatever way, you're not, you're not there to balance me. You need to balance me in all areas. And I'm not saying that you need to balance me at the expense of you being, off balance. No, we have to be able to balance each other. And if there's no balance, to me, that's a way to lose a man. So those are my three right there.
Those are damn good reasons. I would say as far as drugs, a female who smokes weed, I have dealt with females that smoke weed, but the females that I've dealt with, I have to be honest, not one of them was able to stay consistent and handle their business. Meaning keep their goddamn word,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll take money that's supposed to go towards their goddamn light bill or water bill, and you spending that shit on weed, then obviously your goddamn priorities are fucked up.
Exactly.
So when it comes down to females in general doing drugs, and this is just from my life experience, I'd rather stay as far away from their motherfucking ass as possible. And if you're a female who can handle what comes along with smoking weed and still handle your business and still live your life, it may be a medical condition. I don't know. But if you can do that, then I salute you. Keep doing your thing. But drugs in general, I don't fuck with females that do drugs, period.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time for that shit. Like, even if I consider you a friend and I find out that you're doing drugs, I'm finna get the fuck out from around you as fast as I can.
Right, man.
Because calling me talking about I need some damn bail money at this stage in my life, bitch, I don't I don't have it. I really don't have the money to dedicate. I don't give a damn if you want my homeboys, one of my niggas. If you calling me for bail money because your ass is caught up with drugs, you calling the wrong homeboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm this stage in my life, I just don't have time for that. As far as a woman saying, I want this, 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 and this from a man, but you can't match that with a man. Meaning, if you're saying I need a man who's making $100,000, I need a man who lives in a big house or drives a nice car or whatever it is. If you can't mirror that, then with me, you'll be wasting your goddamn time.
Yeah.
So you're asking for me to bring all these damn things to the table, but you can't bring not even 3% of that to the table. So no, I'm not gonna do that with you. As far as being a good man, or you say you want a good man, but you're not a good woman. Meaning you're not willing to do the things that's necessary to be a good wife or a good helpmate to that man. Then I don't see why men would waste their time with you.
Yeah.
But there are some simps out there that go for it.
Yeah.
I would say balance is definitely needed in any relationship, whether it's a committed relationship or a friendship. Balance is definitely necessary because it's kind of like when we're on a kids playing seesaw. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna be up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you guys are gonna pass each other in the process of one of you going up or down. But in the end, there's gonna be balance because both y'all gotta get off that motherfucker at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. But you said something that I forgot to mention when it comes to ones that smoke weed. if you smoking weed because you got a medical condition, go get a goddamn prescription. I mean, they giving them out. So I don't want to hear, and I've been told this, oh, because I be in pain, but you smoking weed from the neighborhood, whoever, or you getting it from family members. So don't tell me that you smoking it for pain. Like, I don't want to hear that. And also, if you out there spending your money on weed, but you can be buying something for your house or for something that your children need. So you taking money out of your house to buy this recreational bullshit. So nah. And the last thing I'll say about that, and I'll just stop beating it up. Women that I've dealt with that smoke weed are selfish. And I just, they're just selfish to me. And I say that because if I'm telling you I don't want to be around that, or I can't be around that because of, my job or whatever the case may be, and you still do it anyway, and you know that, you're being real fucking selfish. Yeah. And being that means I can't respect you because you're not respecting me. So that's what I got to say on that.
My thing is like this, right? If I offend anyone when I use the word be, I truly apologize. That's not my intention. My thing is this: when a female puts herself in a compromising position, meaning, i.e., you're not taking care of your responsibility, meaning your household. Like, you go into the club instead of paying your rent. If you are spending your money on damn weed instead of taking care of your kids, if you got a car payment coming up, but you going out buying damn outfits, to me, that is a strong indication of a female and a male, because there's some male bitches too, who really got their priorities fucked up.
Yeah, irresponsible.
So again, when I use that terminology, I don't consider female bitches. Anybody who has that type of mentality can be a bitch, because there's some bitch ass niggas too, to be real with you about it. So again, please know that I'm not trying to offend anyone. I apologize if I did. Sometimes my ghetto-ness will peek out sometimes. So please forgive me for that. But again, if you're offended by that, then there may be something about you that you have to look at. But again, I apologize if I offend anyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just want to put that out there because you know how some people are.
Yeah, they be getting their feelings real easy. Real easy. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I think, respect will go into that, and irresponsible will go into that. Another thing that can go into that is a woman that can't handle pressure can go into that. If you are, as a woman, are constantly looking at things as critical in life, and when stuff comes up and you just can't handle it, it's like, damn, I can't even count on you to go to battle with me, because it's like this came up and you ready to duck your head in the sand, or you having a breakdown over something that we can manage if we just sit down and be like, hey, this is what the situation is, let's go handle it.
Yeah, let's work together to resolve whatever issue we may be facing. But if you goddamn run at the first sign of goddamn trouble, a man is not gonna particularly hold on to your ass if he see you're not gonna be his road dog, as they say.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not gonna hold him down. He's not gonna hold you down.
Nope. But ladies and gentlemen, that was part 3 of Confessions of a Man follow-up. Soul Touch of the Poet here with my co-host,
Son Soul Lex.
And again, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, whatever podcast platform you prefer. Make sure you hit that subscribe and hit that whatever button so that you can get them alerts when we drop new episodes. Definitely check out our live podcast on Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We got some big stuff coming up, and we're definitely looking for people to interview. So Son Soul Lex, what else you got to throw on that?
If y'all would, just make sure y'all hit us up at that KingandI369 at gmail.com. Again, that's KINGANDEYE 369 at gmail.com. We got some merch coming for y'all. We're finally getting down to the final stages of that, so stay tuned for that. We got some great interviews coming up here. Matter of fact, one of them I definitely got to hit the person back and make sure they're still coming on.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, you guys stay tuned, man. It's King and I Live Podcast.
Yeah.